Welcome to the broadcast. It's a very special day today because, according to Steam's records, I should easily break 1,000 hours of Space Engineers today. And so I thought I'd take some time today and give everyone an idea of what's taken me so long. Now, August 29th was not the first day I played Space Engineers. This game was loaded on another machine, and I probably had maybe 30 hours on there, and something happened to that machine and the drive had to be wiped. So this is when I started over. And what you see here is a lot of trial and error. And I mean that in every sense of both of those words. But this last one here, now contains most of everything that I've been working on since August 29th of 2014. And I just okay. Now, in no particular order, these are all the mods that I have in the game. I'm not using all of them, they're just there. And you can use the pause key to you'll notice there are some in there that probably don't need to be there. But if they're in this list, I either use them or I intend to use them. Or I used them and I liked them, but they're not DX11, and I have no replacement. course, these are mods I have that I'm not using, so I was just checking to see if I subscribed to something and didn't download it, and I got everything in here that what? 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 Man. What? See what I put up with? And this all makes a lovely scene, but it only happens when I'm trying to play Space Engineers. Get out of here, both of you. Okay. So this is going to take about 17 minutes. And if you haven't done so, you should go to my profile page and read what I've written there, because it pretty much explains everything. Why I play the game and what I'm trying to do while I'm on here with Space Engineers. Generally, right now, what I'm doing is I'm building theater props because I would like to do a video. And some live stuff from the game. I have a faction. It's called Asteroid Mining and Modification. And these ships that I'm building are large and complex, and they require a crew. And at some point, I will be out looking for people to come and operate these vessels. And I have a server. I have a Dell 1430 server. It's it's like 6 years old or something like that, but it has two Xeon quad-core processors in it, and I believe I can host Space Engineers on that server. So that's my intent. And all of these ships that I'm building, I am hoping will be fully functional and as realistic as the game will allow. And I guess with these updates that have been coming out lately, they've got one out now where they've got AI pirates, or they call them pirates, but from what I've read, they're more like raiders, because what people say is if these pirates find you, they just come and attack you and shoot up all your stuff. But they don't take anything, and that's not very piratey. So, but anyway, they got that AI in there, so it's no stretch that they'll have others, and survival could get pretty interesting. And it would be nice to see how well my ships fare and function um, under conditions where there are both AI and other people. And the beauty is that the map that you play the game in is 6.6 astronomical units in diameter. Or is that the radius? I forget. Anyway, there's room for a lot of stuff. And so I'd like to try to make the world that I put online persistent. And just see how long it takes to collapse into ruin. You know, will it be an hour, a couple days, a whole week? How long? Speaking of how long, let's see. Been streaming for 16 minutes. And I haven't been keeping count. I'd say probably another 5 minutes before this game starts running. And I should point out that it's going to be laggy, and I'm not going to guarantee the stream performance is going to be good. So I will attempt to grab some highlights out of this and put those up if you're interested. I stream on Twitch primarily because it records my broadcast, and then I can retrieve it and save it. And I am technically also on Steam Broadcast, although it's rare for me to get a viewer there. Yeah, Steam, I don't know. I haven't found a way to broadcast on Steam and broadcast my voice. Picture, I'm really not that concerned about, but when people get on chat and ask you questions, if you're going to type a response, then you have to stop what you're doing. Whereas here on Twitch, someone gets in the chat, asks me a question, and I can respond vocally and continue to do what I'm doing. And I have the TeamSpeak is on this game, or is on this machine, but the account is not mine, and I don't want to set one up on this one because I have another computer that I'm eventually going to be doing all of this on. And when that happens, TeamSpeak, and then we can go to another level of streaming. I wonder when they count the number of hours you have in the game, if they count the wait for the game to load. Because I can imagine I've got 1,000 hours of just doing that. Good afternoon indeed, Bar-Tailed Delight. That's a catchy name. I think this game probably has about another 2-3 minutes to load. And if you're wondering what I'm up to, I just spent the last 15 minutes explaining it, so you'll just have to watch the video. But the upshot is that yeah, I'll get to the drones in a minute. The upshot is that when I logged into Steam today, it said I had 999 hours in Space Engineers. So today is a milestone, and so that's one reason I'm doing this stream start to finish, including loading the game. Usually I don't start streaming until after the game is running. Now, the new drones, well, I did mention earlier that from what I understand, these are supposed to be pirates. But what happens when you encounter one of these things, if they see you, they come after you. And a bunch of them come after you, and they kill you, and they shoot up all your stuff. But they don't take anything. And, if they're pirates, that would be the whole point of attacking you, because they want to take your stuff. It's not just because they don't like you. I mean, they could like you and still take your stuff. They're pirates. But these guys don't do that. So, but it appeared to be very effective. And seeing as how there are no AI NPCs inside the bases, and these things are drones, what we effectively are looking at is a robot pilot with a bad attitude. And but it's very sophisticated. It's got scouts, and then it's got these intermediate ones, the messengers, and then there's the base where these swarms of drones come out, and apparently they just keep coming until you make it stop. Okay. Universe Simulator 2 and Medieval Engineers. Heard of Universe Simulator, haven't tried it. Medieval Engineers, I want that game, but I am really just focusing on this game right now, and all of my spare time goes into Space Engineers, for the time being anyway. But both good. I mean, I got nothing bad to say about either one of those games. I'm sure you're having a good time. Well, let's see. 5 minutes ago, I said it would take 5 minutes, so I don't know what to tell you. If I were you, I'd have a cup of coffee. Or, well, right now it's what, 20 minutes to noon here in Fairbanks. Well, no, 10 minutes till. 10 minutes to noon. So, still early enough for coffee for me. Wherever it is in your time zone, have a cup or a glass or a can or a bottle or some sort of container. Oh, okay. Um, so it's where you are, it's 4 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon, and you're watching me. That's all right. That's what I'd be doing it for. That's what I do when I'm at work is watch people play Space Engineers on Twitch. Yeah. Um, well, I don't know what it's like where you are, but here today it's light rain, um, about 45 degrees, cloudy, miserable. Um, I can understand you being inside not doing nothing at 4 p.m. But like I said, here it's almost noon, and I got absolutely no desire to go outside and do anything. So, and for what seems like the last hour, I've been wanting to play Space Engineers, but it's not happening here. Got to be getting close though. I have 3 viewers now, and I'm guessing there's 3 people that really, really want to see some Space Engineers, and I don't blame you. Me too. Make that 4. You northeast or southeast? 70s. That sounds like Virginia, Tennessee, um, North South Carolina, maybe Pennsylvania, New York. Nah, is it 70 in New York? Georgia. Okay. It's only 70? 4 p.m. and it's only 70. Okay. You must be cold. Oh, come on. Give it a rest. What? Yeah, believe it or not, um, we had a lot of that this summer here in Fairbanks. Um, uh, I don't recall. I know it may have hit 90 degrees once or twice, but it stayed up in the 80s a lot. It was a nice, warm, no, not well. It's a nice hot summer. Unfortunately, um, it was also dry, and the whole damn state was on fire. Smoke everywhere. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, for those that doubt that that there's some climate change taking place, um, I have been in Alaska for over 30 years, and the weather today is nothing like what it was when I got here. It is warmer. Um, and winters are considerably shorter. It used to be nice to be able to brag about uh, living up here when it gets to 50 below and 6 feet of snow and all that stuff. And I did all that when I got here. But in like the last 10 years, there's been none of that. Where it used to be by October, it would be at least 30, 40 below, and that would last until April. Um, Now we still see those kind of temperatures, but maybe for a week stretch in January. And so a lot of land out there, and there's uh, um, 200 million acres here in Alaska. Uh, and a lot of that land is untouched. And when it doesn't freeze, get snowed on and freeze in the winter, in the summertime, it gets really dry. And and it's just the kind of fuel a fire wants. And there's not a big wall of flames kind of fire. It's this vegetable matter that's really underneath the ground. It just it's like a charcoal fire, and they're hard to put out because they go deep. Yeah, there was one winter here where uh, it started snowing in October, and it did not stop snowing until uh, February. And I mean, it snowed heavy every day, all day long, 24 hours. Just one long, steady snow. And by it started in October, and by December, there was 6 feet of at least 6 feet of snow on the ground everywhere. Just that powder snow. It was actually kind of fun, um, and I thought that was bad. But I heard later that down in Valdez, they got 22 feet. That was the summer that the Exxon Valdez hit Bly Reef, or not the summer, the winter. It was that same winter. Here we go. All set up. I have this Logitech G13 keyboard. That's what I use to do all my navigation with, and then I use a regular keyboard for manipulating blocks while I'm building and that sort of thing. So, and then I have two mice. I have a trackball mouse, and then I have a regular mouse. And the reason I have two is because the trackball doesn't have the wheel on it. So, anyway, whoops. Back to the game. So, this is what most of you have seen me working on. This is, yeah, there's going to be some lag here. This is the engineering module of the Felix Pedro. It's not the start of the show today. This is an original build that had its roots back there in August of 2014. This is the communications module. And this is the Chilkoot Trail. This is the back end, the aft section. And I'm making a dock here for this other stuff that you just saw. And herein, I believe, is the source of the lag. Well, I'll show you some specs on this ship, but it is essentially just a large platform. It's just framework. And then there is a center section where things happen. And down here is the habitat module from the Felix Pedro. And that is preparing to dock. Those, okay, these are not unfinished frames. These are a mod. They're supposed to look like this. This is the mod. I can't pronounce it. Oh, You can read. These are the blocks. So, and you know, I'm in creative. I'm not in survival. And I know that that's what people do is they'll take a regular armor block and grind it down to a construction stage and that's how they get that look. But in fact, there's another mod here. You know, I was doing that too, and then I found this other mod. Let's see if I can. It's one of these Hammerman mods. This one. You just have these 4 blocks here, and then you have these bridge blocks, and there's another one that's this block is 3 across, and he had a companion block that doesn't show up here, but it's just 1 block wide, so you can make a floor with these things. And this was a nice mod. It had all this piping down here, and it was colorful, and he only had these 4 blocks. So, you know, you had to work under those constraints, but they look pretty good. I'll show them to you because I still got some in here, but there were those, and then I found these other ones. Let's see if I can remember which one it is. This is an interesting set of blocks, but I'll get to those later. These guys. No. Well, it'd be easier just to look up armor blocks and show them to you, but that won't tell you who made them. But there's a... Do they show up here? Oh, no, they don't show up here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can search for them by... because they're called scaffold. Yeah. When the game starts searching the files for mods, it bogs down. Yeah. That's what's going on. It's I'm doing a search, and yeah. Anyway, I forget who makes these, but again, they have that unfinished look, but these are finished blocks, and you'll see them on my ships. But yeah, there are a few people out there that saw that people wanted that look, and These blocks here aren't as strong as they're about as strong as a light armor block. Those other ones are as strong as their heavy armor. The ones that you see in the background here. So yeah, they're great if you just need structure. These are great, and you know he has all kinds of blocks for these, so you can make some pretty interesting shapes. But these, see, you know, like right now, when I'm not looking at the whole Chilkoot, you know, there is no lag. It's fine. These blocks are fine. I don't think they're causing a problem, because it used to be a lot worse before I found these. Now, we'll take a little trip here, and I'll show you what I think is causing a problem. And no, it's not the docking clamp. Come on, you can do it, Star Driver. Here we go. I was doing this the other day, and I had forgotten how large this ship is. But here we go. See, here's the Hammerman mods, and as you can see, they are not DX11, which is one reason I'm going to have to not use them. But I also believe that at one time this entire frame was made from these blocks, and the lag was horrendous. And as you can see, even here, just standing in here with these in here, I've got lag. But if I move away from them, well, there's still some picture. See, right now, I got pretty good control. Now, it deteriorated a little there. And these are also, these are those other Hammerman mods, the floor panels. They also didn't make it to DX11, and so that could be an issue as well. But I'm pretty sure, because there are a lot of these. See, this is a big ship. Oops. Now see, here is Felix Pedro, and you know, it's covered with these things, but you know, now my lag is perfectly acceptable. I mean, it's not butter smooth, but I can live with this. You know, and this ship has all sorts of detail on it. I mean, look at all those drills. And when they're all running, I still don't have any performance drop. But see, as I turn back towards the Chilkoot, that's what does it. But anyway, when I originally cut this slot here for the Pedro, the drill module, original Pedro filled that slot. It stuck out about that far after it was docked. So obviously, this drill module is a remake from the original, because the original had again had DX11 parts or DX9 parts on it, and obviously this DX11 performance is better, so I'm going with DX11 stuff now. And so I've made this new ship smaller than the old ship, but it really is, the old one was a drill ship, and it supported the crew. This one doesn't really need to do that. What it needs is more cargo space. So I thought I'd make a new module that was big enough to fit in this space that I got here, and it will be just cargo containers. Then I could elect to take it with me or not when I go drilling. This part here is a drill platform. You see it's got drills on it. And the point of this thing is, if you find a nice, big, juicy asteroid, you just take the whole ship and just drill yourself a slot right in there. And then all of this part, all the way back to about here, will be inside the asteroid. And then from there, this is your mining base here, and you can do tunnels or whatever to all the other ore that's in that asteroid. Or, you know, you can do whatever you want to do with it. You can mine it, you can modify it. That's what we do, asteroid mining and modification. And in order to reduce lag, I thought it would be easier to work on the Chilkoot in sections. So I actually broke this front part off here and made it a separate ship. As you can see, these are not connected. And what I need to do is put some of those new blocks that don't merge. I need to coat the front of this thing with those, and then a few merge blocks, and maybe cobble up some kind of clamp thing, docking clamp ring setup. Ooh, just got me a real nice idea. But yeah, I had forgotten, but yeah, this flat platform moves on its own. This is not a control panel, it's a cockpit. And so I put another one of these new CodeCat cockpits. Put one here. And I put another one back here in the back. And I was trying out some of these navigation aids here for docking. Where did my cockpit go? Oh, it's over there. And I think I can dock this thing from here. This is a stand-up cockpit. And it would be nice if someday I could use these LCD panels. I realize that that's some wishful thinking, but one can always hope. I can also set some stuff on the outside here up. It would be nice to be able to see exactly how far away I am and all that sort of stuff, but I think these and I installed this Colt-inspired HUD, and this helps a lot. You can't look around while you're using this, but if I'm looking right at that thing in the middle, I should be lined up, more or less. The only thing it doesn't tell me is if I got the angle right. But maybe I can put some markings on the ship. That would help. Yeah. Okay. So planets. First off, on my profile page, there is a highlight on there where I talk about planets. First off, let me just say I'm not against planets, mostly because it's too late. But I had originally intended to, you know how they say if you don't like them, don't use them. Well, I was going to be one of those. But if I'm going to run a public server and I want people to use the server, let's face it, they're going to expect planets. And I don't blame them. Especially if I was new to the game, I would expect them to. So, what I still object to is the use of these FTL jump drives. I know why they're in the game, um, uh, but the reason is a reason that I don't agree with, um, which is to say that um, what people want is something to shorten the time it takes to get from one planet to another, and I understand that 100%. Unfortunately, in my view, it's supposed to take a long time. So, while I will have the planets, I am going to see if I can play this game without jump drives and just make that long trip. Because I think that's part of the game, the trip. And I will not bar jump drives from my server. If people want them, because they're a vanilla block, people want to use them, they can use them. Any other kind of block, if I'm the admin, I will have say in whether or not it's in the game. But I don't have any real control over vanilla parts, so I understand that they'll be there and people will use them for all sorts of purposes, nefarious and otherwise, and that's just going to be the way it is. But I will play without them until I get to the point where I have to give in and use them, and then I'll use them, but I don't think I'll have to, particularly because when I'm running my server, I want it to be persistent. And people think they need these drives because the trip would be boring. And as we can already see, the trip may not necessarily be boring. It's really up to how you're playing the game. You got to see this. Or you can be shy. So I believe, and I understand the parts about on the server where a lot of the time you're not there, and that's why I talk about having a crew on my ship, and there'll be enough berths and med bays and whatever for the ship to be a spawn point. And if everything is running right and I get the right people and everybody in my faction does what they're supposed to do, then I don't see any real reason to fast travel from one planet to another, because I'm supposed to be exploring. It's an exploration company, a mining company. We don't zip from planet to planet. We work our way from mine to mine. So that's that. So has everybody gotten a good look at the cover of this cockpit? Because I'm going to move. Are you sure? Okay, well then let's go. So this is the main part of the Chilkoot Trail. And I know another possible reason for the lag might be all these windows, but they said they fixed that. And I think they probably still contribute, but not like they used to. But here's the thing about these windows. because of the angles, every single pane pretty much had to be placed individually. And I was able to work out this shape to get all these facets to blend, and it turned out pretty good. Then I found out there's a mod out there that makes windows that are also solar panels. So you can probably imagine what I would like to do. Now, inside, there's nothing. Just you can, I put a deck here, and as you can see inside there, there's nothing there but a floor. And down here, same thing. And everything down here is just, it's mirrored, but no, it's not mirrored because I only got 2 floors down here. And down here is the bridge. Now these are Team's those last armor blocks that he added that are supposed to conform the shapes or deform. Anyway, I put these in symmetrical mode, and one ended up like that, and this other one, well, no, I guess they both did. So it's still symmetrical. I don't know. But anyway, this is the bridge. And like everyone else, I'm using Colts consoles because, let's face it, they're awesome. And okay, so I got main console, a couple of control panels, and then a pilot console. And I have a pilot console here. What I was going to do here in the middle was nothing, because I was going to do that on the deck up. But that is my bridge, and that's as far as I've gotten with it. And as you can see, I have plenty of room to work with. And that did not hit me until the other day when I haven't been in this ship for a long time. Yeah, hello, Kane. Why did I do this knowing that it would do what it did? Because I also know that they're going to fix it. And the reason I know that is because when I started playing this game, just having this ship in the game would crash it. Now it just slows it down a little under certain conditions. And they're still working on stuff. So I am the only thing that hasn't ever been done on this ship yet is having other people in it. Because I'm in here in single player and creative by myself. Okay. But really, compared to what used to happen in here, what's happening right now is I'm going to call it adequate, not acceptable. But let's face it, if you're in here, you are more than likely, well, as long as I'm captain, if you're in here, you better be in one of these seats doing something. Not just flying around looking at stuff. So, in that regard, the FPS is just fine. Now, the other reason I went big is because of what will be happening in with this faction on this world. And this ship is or this ship, when I'm in creative now, so I can have everything here, but when I put the game online, will be a survival. And when I turn that thing on, Chilkoot will only be a blueprint. This will have to be built in survival. But this will be the ship that the faction builds because mining in the asteroid belt has been so profitable. And I am imagining most of this space here will be occupied by cargo containers. Lots and lots of cargo containers filled with everything a person would ever want once they went to a planet and found out the hard way they couldn't get it there. And then along I come, and we make some sort of arrangement, and then asteroid mining and modification goes to work. Now, someone earlier had asked about planets, and I had mentioned that I had intended to not bother with planets, but as I was working on this engineering module back here, this thing here, I was looking at the business end here. I have on here 4 whoops, Ford Titans. And the original design had these 4 Titans and 2 other ones actually attached to the Chilkoot, and that's how the whole thing moved. But the thing about this module is that the gravity, such that it is oriented there. See how the frame rate improves when you get closer to this thing? That's what happened. Now things are going much smoother because I'm not looking at Chilkoot. The gravity on this module is oriented this way. If I get to some place where there is gravity. Actually, I haven't set up any gravity in here, but the rooms are set up so you can see what the orientation is supposed to be. Squeeze it. So you have to color code stuff so I can keep my bearings or turn my HUD on. Yeah, this is where the refineries are. See, and the main engines are down there. And so as I was working on this and putting all this stuff on here and then looking on the outside, it suddenly occurred to me that I could, if I wanted to, land this ship I believe I could take this section and land it on a planet on its tail. I think to get it back off the planet, I would have to put more thrusters on it. But this part has all the mining or all the refining, and it's got assemblers on there. I can make whatever I got ore to make, and I could build, after I got on the planet, I could build more thrusters and put them on there and get off the planet. So that being the case, I might have to retract my argument that I would never go down to a planet, because I think this ship could do it, so I just might. But I still need a real good reason, because from my view, the money is in the asteroids. So, like I said, I was looking at these engines, and then I remembered I had also downloaded some other large engine mods. And at the end of the day yesterday, I was having a look at them, and they're here, so let's see what they look like. Now the top one is a CodeCat mod, and compared to the Titan, I don't know. Get closer to this thing. That's the Titan, and I believe its thrust is measured at 60 meganewtons. It's CodeCat. I don't know, but I can find out. It's a nice mod here that tells you that kind of stuff. Okay. Well, this one is 60 meganewtons. I got a slot here. I don't know which one is more powerful, this one or the Titan. I don't have a slot that I want to. Is it a gravity generator? Okay, no more of those. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's twice the CodeCat at 128 meganewtons. So oops, didn't want to do that. It's a big thruster, but it's only half one of these Titans. But this other one down here, and they still call this a work in progress, and obviously it's not DX11, and it should be running, but it's not, and I don't know why. But this Let's have a look at the specs on this one. This one at 614 meganewtons. Or roughly 6 titans. So we got one that's half a titan, and then we have another one that's 6 titans. I could probably land a ship with just this engine alone. But it's not the X11. Oh, that's right. I got some other ones. I got that Imhotep. Oh, the flame. Okay, that one's 117 meganewtons, so it's about equal to the Titan. It's equal to the Titan, but nowhere near its size. Huh. But it's the X11. I'll have to think about it. And so, that's all I got for narrative right now.